G'day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the Zenkai for Purple Legends Limited Goku Black, and we're going to see just how good his Zenkai Awakening appears to be. Now, Super Saiyan Rose or Goku Black looks pretty good. I don't want to say too much, but I actually really quite like how everything kind of flows around here. So let's start by taking a look at his ultimate skill. So basically his ultimate skill now is pretty much relatively the same. Yeah, nothing too crazy. No real changes that are noticeable there. Very much exactly the same. Then we take a look at his special move. Now his special move has adjusted slightly. So he dealt massive explode damage, which is great, and then he nullified his own favorable element counters for 3 timer counts, and obviously a portion of the damage is done to the enemies. So there wasn't anything too crazy there as well, all very similar. Then in terms of main ability, there has been a slight adjustment. So basically, we'll draw Ultra Divine Dance next, then you will restore your own health by 30% and ki by 50. That's all the same as was before, and a 30 timer count reduction to sustained damage CUT effects. It now also cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. Nothing too crazy. So usually these don't change too much with the Legends Limiteds, if I can be entirely honest. There's nothing too massive that changes there. The special skill Divine Cannon, this as well, also no real notable changes here. There's been a slight increase in the attribute upgrade from 30% to 40%, which does kind of assist a little bit, but there's nothing too crazy here either. So far really pretty much the same. Honestly speaking, these are not really the parts that they're ever really going to adjust. They don't tend to adjust the kits too much overtly. In terms of Z abilities, obviously remaining the same. His Zenkai ability now being, for purple and for future. So the Zenkai ability is not too bad. It's pretty applicable to some nice units. So we're going to be able to take a see and take a look at which of those units are affected by it in, after this. But that is pretty nice. It's obviously always cool to have, a nice all-encompassing Zenkai ability like that. Purple covers 2 great units and future. So there's some good synergy there. You can kind of integrate them with a current Legends Limited and an older really good sparking unit. Then we get to the unique ability panels. So the unique abilities are obviously where things have changed slightly. So he had Wrathful Castigation. This hasn't really adjusted too much. This has remained fairly consistent with a slight increase in damage reduction from 35% to 40%, which is all fairly standard. Then Purging Blades also didn't really get too massively buffed. Again, nothing too crazy. Basically, you draw a Strike Arts card next. You also now restore your ki, which is great, with the 15%. He also, so nothing too crazy there. Like I said, the Strike Arts card, all pretty solid. Then Herald of Ruin is his new one. So this one here applies the following effects when you perform a coverage change while he's on the field. So randomly destroys 2 cards, reduction in ki. This is nice because it kind of stifles their ability to counter you with cover changes and move into their own combo. And then obviously you restore your own ki, you increase art cards draw speed, and you inflict all enemies with an attribute downgrade the longer you're on the field. And then when you enter the battlefield, he's gained some additional effects. So 15% to strike damage, 15% to damage reduction, all fairly normal stuff. And then you also gain the ability to recover health back as well after landing a combo. So this is pretty good. I think fairly solid, fairly simple stuff. And I think for the most part it's all relatively good. obviously you can obtain 4,000 of his power from the missions themselves, and you can obtain 3,000 from the Battle Gauntlet. So there's 2 avenues through which to get it. If you don't get his Zenkai power now, you can grab it from the Ultra Space Time Rush Zenkai Exchange Shop after this period has passed. So not with this current Ultra Space Time Zenkai Rush, but with all future ones, you'll be able to get his power. And that's pretty much it. I want to say, obviously, the Battle Gauntlet, the Battle Bonus characters are indeed, obviously, the latest SS4 units, but also a whole bunch of tech future units and tech hybrid Saiyan units. So pretty stock standard stuff there. And yeah, in terms of the missions, they're also very, very straightforward, mainly to do with using future-based units and completing daily missions, knocking units out. There's nothing that should be too surprising. Nowadays, yeah, I think most of it is pretty straightforward. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the missions. Now, obviously, the real question is what units benefit from his Zenkai Awakening. So basically, who is he really going to beef up with his Zenkai ability boost? So that's kind of, I think, where this guy improves a little bit. You're obviously affecting purple and affecting future, I think, is something that's not too bad. There's 2 great units I want to point out that do exist under the purple and under the future tag, and that's really the Legends Limited Cell and the Sparking Zamasu, Fusion Zamasu. And yeah, that is basically it. To be honest with you, those 2 are kind of the big highlight units. You don't obviously have to base whether you like a Zenkai based on who they buff, but traditionally the synergy between Zenkai buffs and the unit is a good thing to always consider, and the fact that you're going to get some cross Zenkai from the Fusion Zamasu is pretty good, especially considering his ability buffs are already quite good. I think the Goku Black team could be one of the most interesting teams to put together. I think the 2 of them could make an interesting pairing, considering how tanky the Fusion Zamasu actually can get. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of considerations. You can also look at Cell, who's a great Legends Limited still that does huge damage. You'd have to put him as leader, but there is a little bit of crossover there as well. But yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you next time. Bye.